Good morning. It is 6:19 a.m. on Tuesday, June 14th, 2016. I'm Christiana Ellis and I just got up. This is 5 more minutes and I am altering the speaking rhythms of my voice for no reason. How are you guys? So, as promised yesterday, today I'm going to talk a little bit more about the E3 day one or whatever they call it. I don't remember which day number it was supposed to be, but it was the day that had the Microsoft, Ubisoft, and Sony press conferences at E3, talking about all of their various video game announcements. And boy, the production that they put into these shows is really something. Um, but, I'm a little biased just because I play a lot of games in the PlayStation ecosphere. I had a PlayStation 3 and now I have a PlayStation 4 and a Vita. And so I've never had an Xbox of any of those, original 360 or Xbox One. So I'm a little biased to be more interested in Sony's ecosystem generally. But certainly, just based on watching the two press conferences, Microsoft's was good, but Sony's just kind of came in and just said, "All right, we know what you guys really want to see." And so, just like even aside from the announcements themselves, I just felt like the show was more impressive. But then, of course, that's not what I really care about, right? I mean, it's an entertaining hour to watch, but some really cool uh, games being announced. Uh, new New God of War, which seems like it's going to change up the formula pretty significantly. Um, uh, a game called Detroit from Quantic Dream, who made Beyond Two Souls and Heavy Rain, which are these kind of branching storytelling games. Um, and that one looks like it's going to be cool. It's all about, it's very, seems like Blade Runner kind of inspired, in the sense that you got these human like androids, and there's discussions of like, do they really have rights? Well, or at least in the world of the game, it seems like they clearly do not, and yet maybe should. But yeah, that looks exciting, and trying to remember the games. It was late last night that I was watching it. Horizon Zero Dawn was delayed till next year, but that looks amazing. And then they talked a lot about PlayStation VR, which is coming in October. And as you guys know, I own the HTC Vive, and I'm very happy with it. I mean, it's expensive, and I understand that I paid a lot of money for early adopter privileges, basically on that. But the PlayStation VR will be a very interesting test because by comparison, it's a lot more affordable. Um, but certainly in terms of the technology is much more limited. But one of the things that is certainly true of video games is that technology limitations are very rarely what make the difference between a fun game and a boring game. And so it will be really interesting to see how Sony chooses to solve some of these, uh, how they choose to leap some of these virtual reality hurdles, let's say. Because it won't have, room tracking, but it will have, hand controllers, albeit with perhaps less precision. So, and it would be designed primarily, I think, for seated experiences where you're still sitting on the couch in front of your TV, but you put the headset on. And oh, my little preview window has frozen. I hope that doesn't mean that the video is having a problem. No. Okay. Is it working? It seems like it caught up. That's traumatizingly stressful first thing in the morning. Um, anyway, though, they announced a number of games that look pretty exciting, and they certainly look good. Um, some games, for VR have tended to be, the graphic fidelity is lower, and so especially when you're watching a preview not in VR, you're just watching a standard video preview, it can make the games look old and kind of basic, which doesn't convey how it feels to actually be in it. Um, but yeah, I'll be really interested to see. And like, so one of their biggest announcements is that apparently Resident Evil 7 will be playable in its entirety in VR. So that's bonkers. Anyway, I'm already over time, so I guess I'll leave it there. Other than to the last thing I'll just say is that I played more Audio Shield last night, and that's the one where it's kind of a rhythm game where you got the blue shield and the orange shield, and you're blocking the notes according to the music. And that game, I think, is my favorite VR purchase so far because the game element of it is still very simple, but it's just so much fun to play. Every time I hop in there thinking, oh, I'm going to do just one or two songs, I end up doing way more. So, anyway, I will leave it there and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow for 5 more minutes. How about that, huh? Huh?